Well, while I'm still ruminating about that side problem, I've decided to do some busy work and chase a bunch of threads. So these are short, so they're easy. But so there's one finished, more or less. And then we got these guys over here. There we go. I think we're through. And voila, goes right in, no problem. So yeah, so I got these two, and I got all the nuts that are welded to this guy. And unfortunately, I do have to replace one of these because he broke, and one of these because the head is rounded off. But I used that one as a test subject to make sure I actually had the right size. But anyway, so that that's going to make putting stuff back together a heck of a lot easier. Oh, look at that. So threads are still full of crud, but I got to degrease this whole thing anyway, so the threads will get all cleaned out when I'm degreasing it. Okay, here's what I got so far. Not too bad. Doesn't quite come all the way down to there, but yeah, good enough. So I think I've already removed quite a bit of material from the bottom here, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a rivet down here somewhere, and then I'm going to put another rivet right in here, and then a third rivet right in here. There's some weak spots right there, so I don't want to put a rivet there, but I'll put a rivet there. And then before I do the riveting, though, I will drill the hole and put some temporary fasteners in, some nuts and bolts, and then I can beat it all into submission, and then I can take it back off and paint everything, and grind down some of these pokey bits. And then once everything's all ready, then I'll go ahead and rivet it on. So, also got to drill a hole so that screw can go through. And then I went ahead and cut out the bit that was going to interfere with the this bumper over here. So we put the bumper back on, no problem. So that's what I got so far. Still, and then as far as this stuff, well, I guess for now I'm not going to worry about it. Just make sure that it's all sealed up so it doesn't get any worse, right? So, but from my limited options, I think that's the best way to go. All right, let's get some drilling done. Okay, so I've got this piece of sheet metal here, roughly shaped and put where I want it, and I've got it temporarily secured by some nuts and bolts here. When I'm finished, I'll put rivets in, but nuts and bolts for now. And so now I'm ready to, this is gonna stay right where I want it, and I can go ahead and start banging on it with a hammer and get all this stuff shaped, or maybe removed if I have to remove anything. But I've got different kinds of hammers that will get in, do different kinds of shapes and all that. So that should be relatively straightforward. But yeah, so this is kind of the basic, what it's going to look like, and then if we turn it over, it actually sits, level now. It doesn't go all, it sits level. Yay! So I'm pretty happy with that. And a fellow on the forum, the SR400 500 forum, suggested that I repair some of this junk here, all this awful stuff, with fiberglass. Fiberglass and resin. I'm like, oh, I have fiberglass and resin. Why didn't I think of that? Well, because sometimes it takes more than one person to, to have a good plan. So I'm really happy that that fellow suggested that, and I'm going to go ahead and give that a try. Well, it didn't take as long as I thought. But while I was whacking on this, even more rust started falling off. So I whacked on the other side too. Plus it's got this spot right in here where it looks like it had buckled a little bit. Anyway, I hammered that all flat, or as flat as I could. And also to encourage some more bits of rust to fall off before I treat it. So I think I'm ready to degrease this sucker. Well, looks a little bit better with primer on it when it's all one color, huh? it's still all crunchy and like pitted and got extra holes in it, but yeah, I think I can work with that. The replacement piece is still drying. Well, here it is, all fiberglassed and ready to paint. So I guess normal people would probably put like body filler and stuff and make it look all professional, but this is going to be covered up. No one's ever going to see it unless they take the seat all apart again, so I'm not worried about that. I just want it not to rust anymore. But yeah, it turned out pretty good. This is all solid, and I left a couple holes here because they were there originally, I think, for when you sit on the seat and all the air squeezes out of the foam. It has somewhere to go. That's my guess. Okay, well that's drying. Let's see, I've got my pieces here all cleaned up, ready to put back on. These are all nice and done, and I got new bolts because the original ones were missing. So those are ready to go. Clean these up as best I could. These are the things that go around the edges. So this piece of foam I think they put on to cover the ridges when they took the original seat cover off, and that one was fine. These two pieces here had rust all over the place, and they still look pretty awful, and there's a few chunks missing, and but all the rotten stuff is gone, and all the rust chunks are gone. It's just stained, and I think it's going to work fine. Anyway, I got those edge covers figured out, so we got these guys on, and yeah, these fit. These fit right over here, right over this stuff, and I think I'm just going to glue those on with just a little bit of adhesive to keep them in the right spot. And this one goes over here, same thing, a little bit of adhesive. The only problem is I'm missing a little bit. Oh, come on, get on there. Yeah, I'm missing a little bit from, yeah, from here to here. Goes on like that, but yeah, that guy goes on there. I'll get him better later, but yeah, I'm missing from about there up to there, so I need to figure out some kind of a protective cover so that the vinyl doesn't end up getting cut by this in the future. So okay, here's my solution to that missing piece of protective whatever this is over here. This is an old tube off the carburetor that I'm going to be replacing anyway, and I heated it up so it'd be a little bit more pliable, and then I cut a notch through it and just slipped it on over the edge there. And check out my awesome sewing skills, man. I got that sewn shut, and I've got this all sewn shut, and I've got all this mess sewn up. That's not, you know, perfect, but it'll do. So hopefully it'll do. I'll find out, right? So here pretty soon we'll hopefully see this seat back together. And since most of these teeth are gone, I'm going to glue the vinyl down to this stuff here and hope it stays. So we'll see how that's going to turn out. Alright, well, I haven't made a whole lot of progress with the seat. I've been camping the last 2 weekends, and I like to give this glue a long time to dry. So I basically glue it up sometime in the afternoon, let it sit overnight. But so far, you know, it's looking pretty good. I have no doubt that this cover will have to be replaced someday, but at least for now, we might be able to get a few years out of it. But yeah, some of it is a little tougher than others, and so in some cases the what are these things? Clothespins, yeah. In some cases these clothespins are not strong enough to hold it in place, so I got these handy C-clamp vice grips or something. I don't know exactly what they're called, but for example, this spot right here gave me a lot of grief trying to get that to bend over and stay put, but now that it's glued down, that is solid. I'm happy with that. I'm real happy with that. So yeah, I'm going to continue to use this glue because I'm getting really good results with it. I'll have to glue a little bit again right in there. I think that may come off. I don't know. Or I didn't get it held down right. Anyway, but these are handy, and if you want to do a larger surface with it, one thing you can do is you can set one piece on one side here of wood, and you can set another piece on the other side, and you can clamp it, and then you have all this that's clamped now, and then you can do even, you know, which means you save on clothespins. But that piece was so stubborn, I just decided to smash it directly, and yeah, that turned out really good. So I got from here, I think, yeah, from here all the way down to here, so I'm about halfway done. And then yeah, I just need to do the rest of this and get it all stretched over there. But, you know, like, I reinforced all the stitching, so hopefully it'll all stay put. Hopefully. Fix that up. So, yeah, it's not perfect, but what is. Again, this is a refurbishment, not a restoration, so. Well, here it is. The seat is all glued back down, and it's ready to go back on the bike, at least for until it breaks again. But anyway, that took a while, but it's done now. So yeah, it's a little worse for wear, but it'll hopefully last, I don't know, a year or two or something. We'll see. We'll see how long it lasts. But yeah, got the new bolts here. So in other news, I started in other news, I started cleaning up the brake cover. So I can't remember if I mentioned this or not, but I finally got the cam out. It was seized up in there good, and turns out all this black stuff I thought was just, you know, grime and such. It's actually black paint. So once I found that out, I stopped trying to get it out, and decided to leave in there what's in there. So I got it all cleaned up, and the outside paint was in really bad shape, and I'm going to be painting some other stuff the same color, so I'm going to just prime and repaint it. But yeah, this came out real good, and also the cam turned out real good. I even got the little spacer de-rusted, but yeah, I got all that rust off of the cam. There's a little bit, you know, down in there, but yeah, this was just coated with either rust or oxidized aluminum. But yeah, it goes in there, and it fits. I was supposed to have the spacer, but yeah, it fits in there. It moves. So this is, you know, apart from paint, this is ready to. I still have the little felt thing that goes on there, but yeah, apart from a bit of paint, this is ready to go. Oh, how about that? It's even got a little punch mark there, I think. Did not see that before. I bet you there's one on the on this guy. Maybe. I haven't cleaned this guy up yet. I just set him down. Oh yeah, here's the little felt piece, but and the connector there, but there's fastener. But anyway, so I got this started. I don't know when I'll finish it because the whole rear wheel needs to be looked at real close, and the drum needs to be cleaned up. But at least the seat is done, so I can wrap that up and start moving on to other stuff finally.